much information coming at you. Do you ever feel kind of lost in it all? More confused than clear?
Yeah, it's overwhelming sometimes.
Exactly. That feeling of struggling to know what's what or how to act, that's where critical thinking comes in. Our sources call it an indispensable competence. And that's what this deep dive is all about, exploring this skill to help you, cut through that noise and find some real clarity.
And it's so crucial right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, the sources really hammer home that this isn't just nice to have. It's fundamental.
Fundamental how?
Well, it's the basis for actually making sense of everything, not just like passively taking in data, but really understanding it deeply enough to act on it, turning complexity into something you can actually grasp.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Where do we start? The sources suggest the first big step is understanding and analyzing ideas and arguments.
Right. The groundwork.
Yeah, and it's more than just reading words on a page. It's about meticulously dissecting the information, like really taking it apart.
Often the challenge isn't even finding information. It's figuring out what kind of information it is, identifying it, classifying it. Crucially, separating solid facts from someone's opinion.
Which can be tricky.
Super tricky.
Yeah.
One source mentioned how a news report might state a fact. Maybe a company's revenue went down, then immediately offer an opinion like, it's bad leadership. A critical thinker spots the difference.
Exactly, and doesn't just swallow the opinion whole.
Right. And beyond that, it's about seeing connections, recognizing sort of patterns between different bits of data, connecting dots maybe others miss.
Yeah.
Ultimately, this part is about interpreting things properly, drawing inferences that are actually valid, so you get the real nuance of whatever you're looking at.
And what's fascinating there is if you skip this, if you don't do that deep analysis first, any understanding you build is kind of, well, it's superficial, isn't it?
Totally. Like building on sand.
Exactly. The sources really stress that. You can easily jump to wrong conclusions if you haven't truly grappled with the core details first. Okay, so you've analyzed it, you understand the pieces. What's next? That leads to evaluating ideas and arguments.
The judgment phase.
Yeah, this is where you really scrutinize things. You look at specific bits of information and ask, is this valid? Is it relevant? Is it actually accurate?
Right. Like digging into that statistic.
Exactly. A number might look convincing, but where did it come from? Who gathered it? Do they have an agenda? That context is vital.
So important.
And it's not just the individual pieces. You also have to look at the whole argument. Does it hang together? Is it logical? Or are there, gaps or contradictions?
And connecting this to the bigger picture. The whole point of this evaluation, really, as the sources emphasize, is to weigh everything.
Even the awkward bits?
Especially the awkward bits, the contradictory evidence. You weigh it all meticulously to draw conclusions that are well-reasoned, conclusions you can actually stand by because they're robust.
Defensible.
Defensible, exactly. They need to hold up under scrutiny.
Okay, so analysis, then evaluation. Here's where it gets really interesting, I think. The payoff. Solving problems and making decisions.
Where the rubber meets the road.
Totally. This is the practical application. The sources give examples, case studies showing how this works. It starts with clearly identifying the real problem. Sometimes what looks like the problem isn't,
The root cause might be deeper.
Right. Then you diligently gather and organize all the relevant info, everything you need.
No stone unturned.
Then, with that full picture, you can properly evaluate your options. What are the choices? What are the likely outcomes? Leading, finally, to a well-considered decision.
But it doesn't stop there, does it?
No, and this is crucial. You need to be able to justify why you made that decision, and then you have to look back and critically evaluate how well the solution actually worked. Did it solve the problem? What did we learn?
Yeah, that feedback loop, continuous learning.
Exactly. It ensures you adapt and get better.
This raises an important question, really. How does all this critical thinking empower you, the listener? How does it help you navigate challenges?
Good question.
Because our sources consistently point out that it's this skill that moves you from just being sort of passively hit by information to actively controlling your understanding and your choices. It helps you master life's complexities, essentially, drive progress.
So what does this all mean for you listening? I think the core takeaway here is pretty clear. Critical thinking isn't just academic. It transforms that flood of raw information into actionable wisdom, something you can actually use. It genuinely empowers you to cut through confusion and make choices you feel confident about in, well, pretty much every part of your life.
Yeah, it's not just a skill. You could argue it's the skill, the one that really unlocks your potential. So maybe the thought to leave you with, based on this deep dive, is how can you intentionally practice this? How can you develop and apply this indispensable skill day to day, moving from just receiving information to truly mastering it?